What's up, Pokemaniacs? I am the Online Orphan, and I am your analyst for Season 2 of the Pokemon Uber League. That's right, Season 2 of the PUL is here, and we are doing yet another draft analysis, as today we are talking about the Uhmende Explouds. Let's go over the team and what we think about it. So starting off in the Uber slot is the Landorus Incarnate, likely with the Sheer Force. Sheer Force Lando Incarnate, just a monster, hitting incredibly hard with that high attack stat. And thanks to that, Sheer Force boosted damage is just doing an insane amount of damage. Decent coverage as well, of course. Stab Earthquake is always going to be a fantastic attack. Next up is the Tapu Bulu. Bulu, a nice grass and a fairy type mon, of course, setting the grassy terrain every time it switches in. Decent special attacking move pool as well to surprise opponents with perhaps a hidden power. But for the most part, you're going to see Stab, Woodhammer, or Horn Leech, along with something like a superpower, perhaps set up a sub and Swords Dance. Tapu Bulu can hit very hard in that grassy terrain. Next up is the Slowbro. Slowbro, a nice bulky water type, which is always great in the Draft League format. Of course, with that Regenerator ability, allowing itself to heal up its health every time it switches out. Water Psychic Stab, doing a nice chunk of damage too. Also gets some fire coverage, which is kind of interesting. And then, of course, the standard ice moves as well. Can set, I believe it can also be a Trick Room setter as well, which if you look at the team could be a decent option as well. So next up, he's got the Rotom Heat, or the Easy Bake Oven. Rotom Heat, definitely, in my opinion, the second best Rotom, of course, only to a Rotom Wash. This thing now gets Defog like every other thing in the game. Of course, Stab, Overheat. This thing can burn you with Will-O-Wisp. It can pivot out with Volt Switch. Rotom Heat, just a nice semi-bulky, semi-offensive Pokemon. So very nice pickup there, filling out his Fire, Water, Grass core right off the bat. Next up is the Mienshao. Mienshao, a hard-hitting, fighting type Pokemon with that reckless ability, but can also be a regenerator Pokemon as well, and pivoting out with U-turn, allowing it to constantly recover its health. Also getting a couple of nice coverage moves, things like Poison Jab for those fairy types. Next up is the Cofagrigus here. So Cofagrigus, a great defensive wall with that Mummy ability, making anything that touches it change its ability to Mummy. So anything that with a boosted attack ability, something like Pure Power, would get changed to Mummy and instantly become nerfed. Cofagrigus can also throw out a ton of helpful things such as Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic Spites, can set Trick Room, can be a Calm Mind setup. Cofagrigus definitely one of the better ghost types in my opinion in the Draft League format. Next up is the Linoon. Linoon, of course, we all know about the Belly Drum Gluttony shenanigans, of course, with +6 extreme speed. Couple of coverage moves as well to try and hit everything else. But for the most part, Linoon would be brought with the, Belly Drum, Berry, quick attack, or not quick attack, extreme speed. There we go. So, yeah, that's the Linoon there. Next up is the Mega Glalie. Mega Glalie, an often overlooked Mega Pokemon, but this thing with its Refrigerate ability allows it to hit incredibly hard with Frustration or Return, of course, turning it into an Ice-type move. This thing also has a decent special move pool as well, so it can be a really great mixed attacker. Also having Priority Ice Shard is very nice. So Mega Glalie, a nice low-tier Mega for the team. Next up is the brand new Ultra Beast Naganadel. This thing practically immediately sent to Ubers as soon as it came out. This thing just hits like an absolute truck. It's really great typing in Poison and Dragon. allowing it to really just hit nearly everything super effective. As long as it carries something like a hidden power fire, it's really going to do a ton of damage. And then also being able to set up with Nasty Plot just makes that thing a nightmare. So watch out for Naganadel. Next up is the Scizor. Scizor, a great bug and steel type, of course, only weak to fire. Lots of teams prep for Scizor by having more than one Mon have that HP fire just to deal with it. Can be defensive with Defog, and Roos, of course, pivot out with U-turn, priority, and bullet punch, but a couple of nice coverage moves as well, including superpower. And this thing can also set up with Swords Dance. So Scizor, a nice Pokemon there. Next up is the Volcarona here. Volcarona, hard-hitting special attacker, especially after setting up a Quiver Dance. Going to hit very hard with its Bug Buzz, Flamethrower, or Fire Blast, or even Fiery Dance. Coverage moves and things like Psychic or Giga Drain. So Volcarona, definitely a hard-hitting Pokemon, but of course very weak to Stealth Rocks. And last but not least, he's got the Komala. Komala, a nice low-tier rapid spinner and normal-type Pokemon. A choice banded Sleep Talk set is really interesting, and I've seen it run a couple of times, so we hope to see it in the league at some point here. But this thing can hit decently hard, of course, with Wood Hammer as well. But for the most part, Sleep Talk, Rapid Spin are going to be the standard moves on the Komala. So looking over the team, I think this is a really, really powerful team here. Of course, like I said, filling out that Fire, Water, Grass core with the Bulu, Slowbro, and Rotom Heat. Throw in Volcarona to there as well. And then the Dragon Fairy Steel core of Naganadel, Tapu Bulu, and Scizor looks really powerful too, supported with their defenses of something like Cofagrigus and Slowbro, along with even a defensive Scizor. This team looks very difficult to deal with. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Uhmende Explouds do this season. I think they have a fantastic team, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, show some love on that like button down below and subscribe for more Draft League content. Check out the links in the description down below for everything involving the league. Once again, I am the Online Orphan, signing out.